right, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because today we're talking about one of the fastest wars in history, the 6-Day War. That's right, 6 freaking days. Less time than it takes you to finally start that home renovation project you've been putting off for 5 years. This thing kicked off on June 5th, 1967, and by June 10th, everyone was like, what the hell just happened? Spoiler, Israel happened. Now, for those of you who don't know, Israel is a little sliver of land in the Middle East that basically everyone and their grandmother has been pissed off at since it became a country in 1948.
זוהי זכותו הטבעית של העם היהודי להיות ככל עם ועם עומד ברשות עצמו במדינתו הריבונית.
By 1967, tensions were so high that if they could turn them into electricity, they'd have enough juice to power the world for a century. Israel's neighbors, Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Iraq, were like that group of bullies from middle school. They weren't just content with giving Israel a wedgie, they were coming for the whole damn lunch money. So Egypt decides, hey, I've got an idea. Let's close the Straits of Tiran and block Israel's access to the Red Sea. That's like blocking your neighbor's driveway with a tank and saying, what are you going to do about it? Israel, being the kind of neighbor that keeps an AR-15 under their bed and a beware of dog sign for their poodle, is like, yeah, nah, that's not going to fly. Then, to make things even spicier, Egypt gets a bunch of their buddies like Syria and Jordan to team up and surround Israel. It's basically the Middle Eastern version of a street fight with one guy against a whole gang. But here's the thing. Israel's like a rabid raccoon on Red Bull. They know they've got to go full Rambo or get obliterated, so they hit first. On June 5th, they launch Operation Focus. Which is basically a military version of kicking everyone in the nuts before they even know what's happening. They take out most of Egypt's air force on the ground in 3 hours. 3 hours! Egypt wakes up like, where'd my planes go? Poof, gone. Now Syria, Jordan, and Iraq, seeing this, are like, okay, that's fine, we'll just try not to freak out. But Israel's not stopping. They're like, nah, you're all in this, and start slapping everyone around. Within 6 days, Israel not only defends itself, but captures the Gaza Strip, the Sinai Peninsula, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. It's like a video game where the player one-shots every boss in a row and says, who's next? Meanwhile, the rest of the world is looking at this like, did that just happen? How did they do that in 6 days? It takes me longer to find my car keys. And Egypt, Syria, and Jordan. Well, let's just say their collective egos were bruised so bad it took them a decade to recover. By June 10th, the war's over, and Israel's standing there like, yeah, that just happened, while everyone else is left picking up the pieces. The UN steps in, shakes a finger at everyone and says, play nice. But as you can imagine, the Middle East is about as far from nice as you can get. So, there you have it, the 6-Day War. It's like a Rocky movie where Rocky just steamrolls everyone in one montage. And the crazy part? The aftermath of this thing is still being felt today. But that's a whole other can of worms. In conclusion, don't piss off a country with that much motivation and a whole lot of fighter jets.